Our second mode of inheritance that we'll talk about in our genetics unit is incomplete dominance. And incomplete dominance is a situation where you will have two alleles for a trait, but you'll get three phenotypes because being heterozygous for that trait will give you sort of an intermediate phenotype. And one example that's commonly used is flower color, where you have an allele capital R, which will give you red flowers if you are homozygous for it. You'll have another allele that will produce white flowers if you're homozygous for that allele. And if you're heterozygous, your flowers will be pink. So this is an example of incomplete dominance where you have three phenotypes with only two alleles. And if we do a cross like we did for simple dominance, where we have two heterozygous parents that are crossed with one another, the result in the genotypic and phenotypic ratio is a little bit different. The genotypic ratio is actually still the same, but the phenotypic ratio is different. So when we look at this first parent, just as in our first example, we can produce sex cells that are either capital R or lowercase r. In this parent, same thing, we can get either capital R or lowercase r sex cells that are produced by that parent. When these sex cells combine, the offspring that are produced, which we represent inside the Punnett square, the offspring that are produced can be either big R, big R, little r, big R, little r, or little r, little r. So we have homozygous for the red allele, homozygous for the white allele, and heterozygous, one of each of those alleles, which will give us pink flowers. So when we look at our genotypic ratio, our ratio of genotypes, we get 1 big R to 2 big R little r's to 1 little r, which is similar to when we do a heterozygous cross using simple dominance. The difference comes in the phenotypic ratio when we start to look at what these flowers look like, and now we end up with a little bit different here. This will give us red flowers, this will give us white flowers, and this will give us pink flowers. So our phenotypic ratio would be 1 red flower to 2 pink flowers to 1 white flower. So that's the big difference that we see in incomplete dominance, is the addition of that third phenotype. So that's how we do problems that deal with the mode of inheritance that we call incomplete dominance.